Deku would have never saved the world if it wasn't for Bakugo, and he would never become Employee of the Month. I'm sorry. Just kidding, that meme is still funny. Bakugo is one of the best rivals in anime history. He was the reason why Deku became so strong. So how was Bakugo's character and his rivalry so important for the story? Let's have a look. So what is rivalry? Who is a rival? Rivalry is something that helps us improve in anything in life when motivation is just not enough. And a rival is someone we directly or indirectly look up to, who brings out the best of us because we want to either defeat them or catch up to them and surpass them. And that's what happened in My Hero Academia with Deku. He hit a wall with One for All, and it was Bakugo who helped him to push through. But let me ask you a question. Did you ever compete in any kind of sport or team activity? If not, then get out and do one. Just kidding. I'm not doing that myself. Do you remember what pushed you to deliver the best result? Was it money? Maybe fame? Yeah, sure. Maybe a girl you liked that was looking. Yeah, probably. Maybe it was the feeling of being the best. Yeah, that might be the reason. Wrong. It was a rival. I mean, in most cases. Remember, I said directly or indirectly. It might be a rival who pushed you indirectly without you even knowing. Looking at someone giving a good performance starts boiling our blood to do and perform even better. Because we don't want that dude to do better than us, do we? But let's circle back to Bakugo. He started in a position of power where he had a strong quirk while Deku was quirkless, so he never saw Deku as a rival or as a threat. And that's usually how it goes with rivals, right? First they don't see you as a threat, but then slowly you start to show them that you are a threat. Once Deku received One for All, Bakugo started seeing Deku differently. He realized that Deku is actually catching up to him. He saw him as an obstacle to become the best, and let's not forget, Bakugo wants to be the best. He wants to be the strongest, because he wants to be like All Might. And that's completely understandable. There is a lot of people who want to be the best. Maybe even you want to be the best at something that you do in life. Because remember folks, only one can be the best. Nobody remembers number 2 or number 3. So, from my point of view, there were really 3 turning points in Bakugo and Deku's rivalry. The first turning point was when Bakugo's team was fighting against Deku's team. It was a class 1A exam, and basically Deku's team won. And during that moment, Deku was really ready to sacrifice everything to win. And I think that specific moment clicked in Bakugo and made him realize, oh wait a moment, he's actually ready to sacrifice everything compared to the other guys in the class. I think the second turning point was when they were fighting each other. As stated by Deku during that fight, Bakugo is the incarnation of victory, and let's not forget that Deku lost that fight. For Deku it was really important to beat Bakugo, and mainly because Bakugo sits at the top, and if he is able to beat Bakugo, he will be able to also beat Shigaraki and become even stronger. But he didn't realize that actually that fight which he had with Bakugo, it was actually a blessing in disguise. Because sometimes don't need to win, sometimes we really need to lose to understand what we are doing wrong, then become a better version of ourselves. And that's exactly what happened. Deku understood that he's not there yet, and Deku started training and improving even more and even faster than before. Because Deku set Bakugo as this goal he wants to achieve, and once he achieves that goal, he will become even stronger. Again, let's not forget that after Deku started training and improving, that's exactly where he went on his kinda like dark path of mastering all the quirks and becoming a complete powerhouse. You see how it really affected Deku, and you can say there were like other things happening and other events, but I think this was the event that started it all. And I think the last turning point is a bit different than the other two. It was actually in the last season when Bakugo arrived into Deku's and All Might's room, and he actually realized that Deku is quirkless again, and Deku even said that, yeah, I mean, I was quirkless from the start, so for me nothing really changed, but it actually changed the world for Bakugo, because Bakugo finally saw Deku as his rival, his motivation, how to become the best, how to become the strongest, and suddenly Deku was not there anymore, because without all those quirks and all that power, Deku didn't really want to continue his hero journey, let's say. He wanted to start working in McDonald's. I'm sorry. I really need to stop with these jokes. He actually wanted to become a teacher. For Bakugo, something died in that moment, and we can also see then later Bakugo's ranking really went down after that, and he really didn't manage to go up in the rankings, right? Because Deku was missing there. Bakugo was not able to push through because his rival was not there as well. So that's when Bakugo decided to create the special program of creating the suit for Deku to replicate his quirks. And I think it's even stated in the anime as well at the end that that Bakugo basically started this project, but the whole class contributed. But he was the one starting it because he really wanted Deku to be back for him and also for himself and also for their whole rivalry. And so after Deku receiving the suit and coming back to his hero rankings, we can also see in the epilogue that Bakugo's rankings went also up, and that it really worked because the formula was again working. Bakugo needed someone to become better, someone as a rival. Deku was back, and so Bakugo was also much stronger. So you see how without Bakugo constantly pushing Deku to his limits, Deku had never unlocked One for All fully, and he would never save the world. So let's not forget that Bakugo is as important to the story as Deku is, and this works vice versa, where without Deku, Bakugo lost all the motivation to really become the best because there was anyone to really compete with him. What I want to give you as a takeaway from this video is that having a rival is really crucial if you want to improve in any aspect of your life, because the rival can really push you to heights and really to limits that you maybe never thought are there. In My Hero Academia, Bakugo played this role perfectly and unlocked basically One for All and Deku's power. And I truly believe that if you have a rival as well, you could unlock your potential as well. And during the fight with All for One and Shigaraki, they even pulled a combo together, if you remember, then how Deku launched basically Bakugo to save All Might, and that was only possible because of all their heightened friendship, skills, rivalry, everything combined together. They were actually on the top together as one, and they could actually pull this off without any communication, anything, just knowing what you need to do in that specific moment. And I think that that was the moment when they each acknowledged each other's skills. So having someone as Bakugo, who is the incarnation of victory basically in our life, is something that can really sometimes help us to achieve great things. I think Bakugo's character writing is really peak, and I really do believe that they could have elaborated on this more. I mean, we have in all the seasons, we have a lot of interactions between them and a lot of this story progressing between them. I know it was not the core part of the story, but I think it could be very interesting for all the viewers and for a lot of people how the rivalry basically evolved and on a more detailed level. Really, find a rival like Bakugo. That person might actually help you unlock something you never knew existed. So let me know in the comments what is your view on their rivalry, if you think the rivalry was that important to the story, to really unlocking Deku and his skills. Like and subscribe if you liked the video, and I will see you in the next one.